Hey there, how's it going everybody? My name's Dr. P and welcome back today for a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video, and thanks so much for stopping back by. There's been something strange going on around the map, and it's only been recently, like the past 48 hours or so. I want to break down that and a bunch more. Make sure to go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see and you want to see more. I'd really appreciate that. Help me get closer to my goal of 500k subscribers. And while I'm at it, might as well give a shout out to the Fruit Faction. Thanks so much to everyone using my supported creator code. It's Pineapplez YT. Just send me a screenshot of your own if you want to be featured in the next video. So let's start this thing off with a new item that just got leaked. Here's a leak from the 8.1 patch we seem to have missed. Data miner at Fort Tory has discovered files pertaining to an upcoming poison dart trap, which is assumed to shoot poison darts in a predetermined direction once activated by player proximity. And of course you can see there at the bottom the line of coding that does indeed say poison dart trap. This is courtesy of FortniteNews.com, but I'm really intrigued by this leak. I think it could be a really interesting trap. We need more variety in the trap department, that's for sure, and I think that could help to fill that void. Now, I was thinking about it, and I thought to myself, where have I seen poison darts in Fortnite before? And then it hit me. Look at the week 3 loading screen for Fortnite Battle Royale for Season 8, and you can clearly see Sidewinder rolling through Sunny Steps, but what's happening to her in the meantime? She's getting shot by these poison arrows that seem to be coming straight out of the wall. So this is a glimpse into the future of what that trap could be and how exactly it might function. So I'm thinking if it is specifically a poison dart, not just a dart, but a poison dart, if it hits you, it would kind of have like a bleed effect over time where you take damage from the poison. Let me know your thoughts on the poison dart trap. Now I want to talk about the next loading screen for just a second. You can see this is the screen with the Banana King hoisting his cup in his hand, wearing that crown, and of course having the bananas carry him to the top of the volcano. Just like with the last example, I thought to myself, okay, that crown and that cup look familiar. Where have I seen that before? But then I did some research. This is the main loading screen for the Season 8, that every player sees when they boot up the game. If you look at the very bottom of this image near the feet, near this chest, you can see very clearly the crown and the cup the Banana King had when he was being hoisted up in that chair. So again, just small things, but things that are making a kind of recurring pattern, recurring theme. I'm really curious to find out how that Banana King and that army of bananas, how they actually tie into the storyline. I need to know the exact reason the Banana King was at the top of the volcano. What is he throwing in? What is going on there? I need to figure that out. That's probably what I'm most curious about this season. I'm not sure if you guys knew this or not, but over the past day or so, there has been a helicopter, a very mysterious helicopter in the game. It started out on the northern side of the map, then it went to the northeastern side of the map, and now this is the third time I believe that it's moved, and it's on this hill in the desert area, the southeastern corner of the map. It's really strange because this helicopter is actually the same one, or at least the same model that we saw back in Season 4 when it was sitting in the middle of the Dusty Divot. We know, based on everything that went down in Season 4, that helicopter at the time seemed to be a part of the government or some kind of secret group that was responsible for extracting whatever it was out of that meteor. You'll remember, over the course of that entire season, the meteor, which of course the visitor was in the entire time, was being examined by a whole bunch of people as they worked on it. It was a whole big thing, so it's just interesting that this is the same kind of helicopter from back in Season 4. Now, one of the main parts about this helicopter that's especially intriguing to me is the fact that this telescope right here is poking right out the side of this helicopter, and they're not trying to hide it. They're being pretty obvious with what they're doing. This helicopter has to be some kind of a spy or someone doing something, observing something. That's the only thing that really makes sense. I mean, think about it. This helicopter shows up randomly to the island about 2 days ago. It has this huge telescope pointing out the side, and they're keeping that telescope pointed inland at all times. It's never pointing out towards the water. They are clearly trying to see something going on here on the island, observe it. Maybe they're going to try to stop something. I don't know. Whatever the reason it's here, though, it is important. It is very important, very clearly, because they are trying to remain secretive about it. They're trying to spy, or at the very least check on something. This helicopter is moving around the map pretty often, and I'll be curious to see if at some point we get some kind of concrete evidence telling us exactly why it's here. I saw this on Reddit and I thought it was really interesting. So this graphic says, looks like the government from season 4 is returning. The helicopter used to be in Dusty Devitt before the visitor destroyed it. I reckon they've come to stop the prisoner because he destroyed their research bunker in Wailing Woods. Wow, okay, so that makes a ton of sense actually. If you'll recall, before season 8 in Wailing Woods, actually directly under Wailing Woods, there was a whole series of laboratories and teleporters, even a perma-rift that never went away. It was a huge operation that had been there for several seasons, and it looked like they were in the process of working on developing some kind of rift or portal technology. It looked like they were getting pretty close and being relatively successful in their research because they did have a whole bunch of teleporters that linked to the outside houses surrounding Wailing Woods. But with season 8, the volcano came right out of the ground, and I'm assuming it completely destroyed that underground area and the laboratories. I mean, there's no way for us to get to it anymore, and it was right under Wailing, so it would make complete sense for it to have been ripped up and destroyed. We're not exactly sure who it was that set up that underground laboratory in Wailing, but it'd be safe to assume it was, you know, just for lack of a better word, the quote-unquote government. Going back now to the prisoner forming that volcano, obviously having that laboratory destroyed is not good for, you know, the government, and they want to see what's going on, and they understand that the prisoner is very powerful, obviously. So it's not like they just want to jump in there and fight. It looks like they may have sent this helicopter to scope out the island to see what the prisoner is up to so they could find the best way to try and take him down. Obviously, take this with a grain of salt. This whole helicopter stuff is brand new. It's really only just a couple days old, and it's interesting to think about, interesting to speculate about, and I truly think this is like the strongest, most reasonable theory I could come up with, and I wanted to share it with you guys because, of course, you guys know me, that's what I do. I like to try to keep you guys as informed as possible and keep you up to date with what's going on in the game at all times. This graphic here is courtesy of user 6lemons over on Reddit, but it actually shows you the 3 spots the helicopter has been to so far and where exactly they were looking. I'm assuming it will just continue to go around the edge of the map, keeping its telescope pointed inward like I said before. Makes a whole lot of sense that way. It's also possible that the helicopters are here simply to evaluate different weak parts of the island that might be most vulnerable to an eruption if it were to happen, and I think it is going to happen, let's be honest. They're not going to put that volcano there if they're not planning on it erupting. Plus, I'm not going to go super far into it on this video because I've done it before, but there is overwhelming evidence to suggest that it will. Here's yet another graphic by user Scorpio on Reddit, and he actually shows that it looks like all of these helicopter spots seem to be looking at the Viking village or, you know, somewhere near Snobby in that general direction. Remember, in Snobby with Season 8, we got an updated part of it. One of the houses there is turned into kind of like a Viking outpost, so something to bear in mind. Also, if you look into the reflection of the helicopter in the telescope, it definitely does seem to be pointing in that general direction. In other news, there is now a gigantic rainbow across the sky in Fortnite. Now, I originally thought that there might be something at the ends, you know, like a pot of gold, but, you know, when you go and try and follow the rainbow, it moves, you can never actually get to the end of it, so, you know, that's cool. But also, here's something else in regards to the helicopter. In the game's coding, there is a new prop file that is referencing the old hop rocks. You guys remember what hop rocks are? Back in Season 4, you could eat them and literally just gain a lot of power and jump super high. So, interesting stuff. Could we see hop rocks come back? I don't know, I wouldn't buy too far into it, but it is in the game's coding. Guys, make sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to the channel if you liked what you see and you want to see more. I'm uploading daily Fortnite content, keeping you updated with everything you need to know going on with the game. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video, and until then, my friends, take it easy and peace out.